Good evening, everyone. It is a great pleasure to be here to present my research on title Enhance, Enhancing Critical Reading Skill Through Literature Circle, a study of Chinese students in a Thai university English literature classroom. My name is Preeyapha Wangamee. I am a lecturer from Chiang Rai Ratchapat University. So thank you very much for your time to attend these presentations, which will focus on critical readings, skill in EFL classroom, and also the activities called literature circles. Let's begin with the background and regionals. According to the critical reading is one of the essential 21st century skill in EFL. Nowadays, as we all know that we are trying to implement soft skill in our in the 21st century skill, and one of it is critical thinking. And if you narrow scope into English EFL classroom, critical reading is one of it. So according to observe gap from facts and opinion and evaluating many sources for many scholars who have been implement many pedagogy in many teaching classroom. One of the technique that they use is what you call literature circles. Literature circle, according to Daniel, it's foster collaborating and deep readings. What is literature and how literature circle in can implement into the EFL classroom? According to Woski theory, it was mentioned that literature circle create social environment that encourage higher cognitive process. In literature circle, learners are divided into a small groups, with each choosing their reading and topic to be discussed. Literature circle enhance critical thinking skill by fostering active learning and social interaction, key component of constructivist theory. In a typical literature circle setup, each member of the group take on a specific role such as discussion director, word wizard, illustrator, connector, summarizer, passage master, researcher, and character captain. Literature circle offer numerous benefits that increase collaborations among learners. They are served as an engaging post-reading activity and are an excellent example of an activity suited for learner-centered classroom. Literature circle enhance student engagement in a reading process, increase student level of participation and self-expression, foster critical thinking skill, enhance comprehension of complex texts, and create an enjoyable learning atmosphere. According to research questions, there are two research questions. The first one: is there a difference in a critical reading skill of Chinese students before and after using literature circle activities? Second one, what are the strengths and weaknesses of Chinese students in critical reading skill after implementing literature circle activities? Research objective. According to these two research objectives, the first one to compare the critical reading skill of Chinese students before and after using literature circle in the English literature classroom. Number two, to analyze the strengths and weaknesses of Chinese students in using literature activity to develop their critical reading skill. According to the conceptual framework, input, the course that I implement or I use is literary appreciations for EIC or English for International Communication Curriculum, international program that consists of Thai and Chinese students and literature circle activity. According to the course contents, the student have opportunity to read a poem, for example, Red Red Rose, Stopping by Wood, a short story, Thank You Ma'am, and a day with reading the story Jack and Beanstalk, and also Romeo and Juliet. According to the literature circle roles that I implement, the student will be assigned to be discussion director, word wizard, illustrator, connector, summarizer, passage master, researcher, and character captains. And in the classroom, I also have discussion and reflection section for the student as well. So the student have opportunity to do some group work discussion, do some presentation, and also do activity through Google documents. According to the process, it's divided into three phases. The first, pre-activity phase, initial assessment of critical reading skill. The second phase, literature circle activity phase. So it's including with reading and discussion content, group work in literature circles, reflecting on the outcome in the classroom. And the third one, post activity phase. So this one consists of post-test to reassessment of critical reading skill of the student and also collecting data on student strengths and weaknesses from questionnaire and observation form. According to the output, comparative data on critical reading skill before and after treatments, the output will be have the report on strength and weakness of Thai and Chinese student critical reading skill during the activity, and also the guideline for further effective teaching improvement. Then move on the outcome from the study. Students develop and practice their critical reading skill, and teacher receive a new approach to respond student need. According to the participant of the study, the participants of study were 31 Chinese students who were they are all third year students from EIC International Program and who enrolled from English literature class in Thai University, which referred to Chiang Rai Ratchapat University. According to the sampling, I use simple random sampling technique without replacement. All had to complete pre-test and post-test result. Let's move on to the instrument that I use for the study. I use critical reading test. I use online questionnaire and also question observation field notes. According to the critical reading test, these two was designed to measure student critical reading skill before and after implementing the literature circle activity in the classroom. The test consists of 20 multiple choice with four options each, covering the seven aspects. Two questions for information analysis, two questions for identify facts and opinions, two questions for formulating questions to enhance understanding and further study, further inquiry, another two questions for analyzing logic contents, another two questions for evaluating accuracy, completeness of information. Five questions that respond based on short story, Thank You Ma'am. And another 5 questions based on the short story they wait. For the instrument, uh, I I the instrument were reviewed by the expert, English language teaching expert for the IOC and also for the KR20 with the value of 0.82. After that, after that, I also design a questionnaire that the student have to do online as well. So the questionnaire will gathering the student opinions consists of 30 items that explore the student opinion and experience related to the critical reading skill through the literature circle activity. I divide the questionnaire into 3 parts with 10 items for the student feeling, 10 items for learning critical reading skill through literature circle, and another 10 items for strength and weakness in critical readings skill using literature circle. The third instrument is observation. The observation form were designed to collect qualitative data, observe the student behavior, interaction, and participant participation during the activities. Next slide. According to the data collection procedure, which consists of 6 week literature circle, I divide into 4 steps. The first step, pre-test data collections. In the first week, the students were asked to do the post test and also asked to do the 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 pre-test. Sorry, the student were asked to do the pre-test at the beginning of the class. The permissions to collect data was requested as well, so the student need to complete the consent form by scanning the QR codes to allow the researcher collect data during their activity. So the test took 30 minutes to complete and using the paper base, and also move on to the second step. The second step refer to the observation data collection. The I conduct the activity based on pre-planned lesson by integrating literature circle activity with the course contents. The activity covers six lesson plan is lasting 3 hours, so in total 18 hours. The student have opportunity to read a poem, Red Road by Robert Burns, Stopping by Wood on the Snowy Evening by Robert Frost, the story Thank You Ma'am by Langston Hughes, the short story A Day Waits by Ernest Hamilton, the folktale Jack and Beanstalk, and the play Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. So during each session, students were assigned to rotate their role in a small groups. In the small group of 8 students, each group were divided. Each role were discussion director, word wizard, illustrator, connector, summarizer, passage, researcher, character captain. So in each week, students have to do some rotating their roles. Move on to the third step, post-test and questionnaire data collection. I collect the data at the end of the course or the last week of the course. Student completes the post-test using the same test, the same question with the order of question shuffles. The test administered by a paper base takes 30 minutes. And after that, students complete the online questionnaire using the Google form. The step 4, gathering data. I collect and store all the score from p-test, post-test, opinion questionnaire, and collect observation form into the computer data database for further analyze. Then, according to the data analysis, there are two data analysis, quantitative data to find out D and D2 result, per sample t-test, mean and SD, and also percentage. And also using qualitative data according to observation form, I use the descriptive table and SWOT table analysis. Here is the key result and the score from the student. According to the result, it shows significant gain from the post activity with t-score at 5.43 and p-value uh, 0.001. And for Chinese students, it shows that they are good in analyzing logics, questioning, and evaluating. Here is the results. The student will complete the full score, the pre-test and process. And as you can see that the post-test score will increase from 13 score to 15 score. At the t-test at 2.07. Here is the key result from the SWOT analysis. According to their strength, Chinese students shows proactivity in researching information online, assign role and fulfill responsibility with dedications, display enthusiasm in presenting information, and excel as summarizer, indicating the ability to summarize content clearly. According to their weakness, according to their weakness, the first one predominantly use Chinese during group works, limiting English communications. Some of the students did not fully understand the activity contents, and use Chinese hinder the instructor understanding of group discussion. And unclear discussion reader roles led to a lack of group discussion during activity. According to the opportunities, encouraging students to use English during activity and promoting group work through flexible roles and assignment. For the threats, students felt pressure by time constraint during the task, and limit communication may affect mutual understanding within the group with the instructor. So according to literature circle, according to the discussion, literature circle effective but require cultural linguistic scaffolders. Peer roles create accountability and motivations and address weaknesses where explicit SWOT evaluation tasks should be considered. So the implication, I have 3 points for the implication. Point number one, we should integrate literature circle in EFL literature courses more. Point number two, train the student in higher questioning and SWOT evaluation. And point number three, adapt text and roles to multicultural cohorts because both Chinese student and Thai teacher come from different culture, and you need to use the multicultural cohorts to do this. And for according to the limitation of the limitation of the study and future works, as this implementation uses only single institution in a small Chinese sample, it would be good if we can expand more in another institution, extend to longitudinal study or other EFL context, and explore digital or online literature platform that would be interesting for another study in the future. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, you can contact me to my email address Here is my email address. Feel free anytime. Feel free if you have any question or any suggestion. I am very happy to receive your feedback. Thank you.